Chicory. Gesundheit. Well, I guess we'll get started. Just catching up on my reading. So, today, I'll start a little early. Maybe span it out a little bit. You know, like start now, pick it up again later, take a break, and then come again. No mustard. Anyway, you know that joke. I'm not going to go into it, but those of you who know that joke. Anyway, I'm going to show a couple of videos, so I'll bring them the funny, happy, I'll bring the show to you. That way, it's kind of like live streaming the show, but it is live streaming the show. So, yeah, I like that idea. Get to be the wizard and show off what we make. JE Studios. It's in the comments, www.jestudioscreative.com. If you'd like to know more, I'm already on YouTube. So just search up at capital FIGN E in lowercase EUTON at Fig Newton. All right, so we'll hop right into it. And what is this? Ozzy's surgery. Yes, I remember this. So yeah, enjoy. And let me know what you think. Put in the comments that you're here.
Level up, big sets, here we go. Fidget toys, this game's all day for start, jump high, hooray, hooray. While Dr. Nerd and Mr. Racist say,
Let's make some fun the chemistry way.
Dr. Nerd asks, what's H2O? Mr. Racist says, water, bro. He shouts, boss, that's way too slick. I'll beat this boss, just one more click. Tiberius Rex with the news so proud. Ozzy's out there chasing the crowd away. Oh wait, they clash too loud. Fakey plays the games all day, press start, jump high, hooray, hooray. While Dr. Nerd and Mr. Racist say, let's make a boom the science way. Double peanut sums on in, big boss elephant with a wiggle grin, quiet down folks. We're live on air, Fig, save the princess if you dare.
That's pretty cool. Your ice. Hi! I see you there. I was just playing with my Freddy Fazbear controller holder. Yeah, it's a controller holder. And it's a little heavy. That's alright. Got me thinking though. Freddy and Foxy and the other ones, and how they are kind of like puppets, but not really like animatronics, but it's kind of like puppets. If the hand and electricity kissed and they made a baby, then that would be like a hybrid of puppets. That would be awesome. And it was great to think about that thought. It comes with the being scared that the monsters in the dark go bleh. Back in the game. That's what Nemo's for. Right? Yeah. He's the one that keeps all the monsters away. After all, he's the protector of dreams. And he does a good job, too. You know, when something's coming after me, trying to, you know, beat me up, or, you know, I think that, you know, if my house is burned down, if I'm stupid, yeah, I'm not allowed to play with fire. I'm firm. I would go up like a Chinese balloon. Mm-hmm. High up in the air, and I'd be like, ah! So, it's like, you know, if your hair gets caught on fire, it really sticks. It reminds me of when my grandma burnt, you know, a stew fly pie. You ever had that? It's really sticky. I'm not really allowed to have that either. I don't want to go to a dog wash again. Yeah, but, you know, I hate to think if something happened to Guillermo, or even the other bear. Like, what would happen if they were in surgery? I don't know. Maybe it's something I gotta think about. Well, especially if one of my best friends had got surgery. I would be feeling really bad, but I have an idea of stepping. I don't know. But, yeah. I would think that, you know, you would be in the hospital for a couple days. You know, sewn up. As good as new. Even better. You know, if that ever happened, I'd be really sad. And I'm glad I got you guys to come talk to. Yeah. That's what we should be. It's there for each other, right? Mm-hmm. It's like I'm there for Guillermo, and Guillermo's there for Yellow Bear, Yellow Bear's there for Squid, Squid's there for Mini, Dolphin, and yeah, I have other ones. Yeah. Well, what would happen if you had to go to the doctor and get sewn up?
Suck, blood, blood. Suck. Oh, I have the hunch that something is not right where this fire started such a long time ago. Oh, the locks are my nemesis because they're all so tall. Try this another way. Here, let's try this. There we go. I wonder why my gut feels sour. What is that? Doors! I wonder what this could be. No enter. Free burritos. Well, my head says there is something clammy, but my stomach suggests I should have a closer look.
Thus, yes, The science of plush toy stuffing involves the material science of the fillers. Primarily polyester fibers for their resilience and washability, or various natural and weighted alternatives for specific tactile, sensory, and structural properties. The primary goal of stuffing material is to provide volume, shape, and a desired and feel for texture and squishiness. Polyester fiber fill, the most common choice in modern manufacturing due to its durability and performance. This structure, comprised of synthetic polyester fibers spun from polyethylene plastic that are crumpled and formed into a fluffy batting or luster fiber. This structure taps a large amount of air, providing loft and a lightweight feel. Properties of this is it's resilient, meaning the fibers spring back after compression, helping the toy to retain its shape over time. It is also hypoallergenic, resistant to mildew and stains, and generally is machine washable. Siliconized versions can enhance softness and further resist allergens. Amongst this is another type called memory foam or polyurethane. This is a viscoelastic, high-density material used for its ability to contour into shape and provide personalized support. It provides a unique, cushioned feel, but is heavier and less squishy than polyfeel. Natural fibers include cotton, wool, or kapok. These materials are chosen for their organic, biodegradable, and often hypoallergenic properties. Are you feeling okay, Mr. Rhesus?
All this talk about stuffing is making me a little woozy. Oh. Oh. Do you have any of those chalk biscuits for my Tum Tum?
No.
Oh.
Anyway, this structure provides different textures. Cotton can be soft, but crushes over time. Wool offers warmth and natural fire resistance, but can mat. Kapok is very light and silky. Their effectiveness depends on fibers, structured, and how they resist environmental factors like moisture and compression. Then we come to weighted plastics. And long pellets, glass, beads, or even grain. These granular materials add weight and a different tactile experience, contributing to the toy's reality or providing a sensory grounding effect with deep pressure stimulation. Function poets often structure and beanbag feel helping a toy sit upright. Glass or clay beads are often used and weighted for therapeutic toys for a specific heft, which can help reduce anxiety and improve focus. Something my little friend, Mr. Rhesus, can afford to gain. Oh, 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 what about that chalk behind you? Ah, yes. This is what has happened to Ozzy when he wandered into an explosive situation. With me, I have Mr. Pointy. This is Ozzy in his awe, and after his Big Bang, he looked like this, having to be sewn together, but the interesting part is how it happened. To explain this, we have the Hopkinson Scale Law, which explains the Z, as you can see here, is scaled distance, feet per pound. The R is actual distance from the center of the detonation. The W, down here, is the weight of the explosive, pounds or kilograms. For instance, for 10 pounds of TNT, the cube root of the weight is 10 to the third. For 2.15 pounds to the power of the third. You would use this value in specific empirical formulas, often complex and polynomial fits to experimental data to determine parameters like peak, overpressure, or impulse at various distances.
Yes, Mr. Reese's here. What can I do it?
What about blood? No. Take it outside. Oh, I'm gonna have to get disinfectant.
Lunch.
I guess Mr. Rhesus found out exactly how much wood a woodchuck can upchuck. Hello, folks! Welcome back to another edition of WXYZ! The Plus Station. Today's top story is Ozzy took off more than he could chew. As we can see, a large explosion happened at the original site where the structure fire was. He went to investigate and found out what a boom it could be. But he is okay. Here is the proof. Yep, that's him all right. Well, we had Jumbo P search out and destroy the news. He went out to find out exactly what happened after his job was at stake from HR. Yes. They want to find out if it's worth the claim, if it was indeed an on-the-job accident. Yes. So, here is Jumbo P, and we'll find out exactly what has happened. Take it away, Jumbo!
Yeah, I was commissioned to look and see what happened because HR was saying that they don't want to pay out the insurance if it could have been prevented. But I told them this is way the news goes sometimes. You can't ever expect things to go all right or all wrong. Like when it comes to peanuts and cashews, one has a shell hard to get into, and the other one you just go and grab and dig down.
Ho, ho, ho! You say you were at the site? Well, walk us through the dissertation. This should be interesting.
Well, yeah. When I got the word, I had to go out and investigate. So I made my way out there, and I found a whole bunch of damage, and I was like, what happened here? What's that? Oh, sweet peanut butter and jelly. What happened? Oh, piece of candy. I did some investigation, like in the old days of when I was a PI, a peanut investigator. Yeah, I had to find out the quality control of the peanut factory. But that's not important. What is I found the cause, and it looks like it's another case of, OSHA violations. So we don't have to worry about anything because everything of what the fire inspector told me, that all the records of anything that was inside had been disintegrated. So, yep, if you don't take care of what you got, you might lose it. Am I right? Yeah, I am. So that's pretty much simple and sweet. I gave Gouda the day off because he was so concerned about Ozzy. I told him, when you get the lunch done for today, then you can leave, okay? And he was really appreciated about it. And I couldn't pay him for the whole day, so I just took it out of the peanut stash. And, I ordered an extra pound of butter.
So, Jumbo, are you saying what I think you're saying? The original owners of the property with the structure fire from the Rocketeer was the exact building where all their records were held. Doesn't seem like such an accident to me. Seems like another episode of Whose Fault Is It Anyway? Well, I guess we won't be hearing much of them anymore. And with that, we can go back to our regularly scheduled programming with all the flaggy animals. But I have to admit, it is nice and quiet around here. Almost as if it was a vacation. So we found out this is another case of the boss bringing back the blast bongo of the big boys. Yes. And Ozzy will be back soon. He was put together again like Humpty Dumpty, except the king is a hospital full of clowns. So, I guess you could call this one the burrito that striked back. Well, until next time, this is Tiberius Rex saying, if you think your opinion matters, it just might be a matter of opinion. Yeah. Good night, folks. I know.
Wow. Did you see that? Explosions, investigations, cotton verps, and it reminds me of how much wood could a woodchuck if a woodchuck could upchuck wood? Or, like, how much seashells did Sally's sister actually sell? Now, that raises another important question. If Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers, how many pickled peppers did he pick? You know, there's some math and weight measurements that go along with that. You just have to look up the weights and measurement scales in US.com, .gov, I think. Yeah. Goes from everything from, like, weights, grams, pounds, ounces, pallets, drums. I think there's something like skid. The only skid I know is when my dad's doing the laundry, and he tells me, "Son, you gotta stop eating the chili. And I told you to stop making me sound like that too." Oh, yeah, I forgot. I wasn't supposed to say that one out loud. The only skid I know. Yeah. It's like, I guess, you know, Ozzy's all back together. And I have my imagination to thank for that. Yeah. And the peanut. Yeah, the peanuts are like one of my favorite because I don't have an allergy. So I sit there and make peanut butter pie, peanut butter cake, peanut butter chocolate, peanut butter scones, peanut butter on peanut butter bacon, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter and jam. Is jam really jelly? I mean, if you think about it, it's like you take the jelly and jam it in a bottle. Maybe that's what it's for. Maybe that's what it's... I don't know. Grandma always said, don't call orange jelly. It's marmalade. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. because, you know, when trying to can stuff, like vegetables and fruits, they're canned, and the jellies aren't, well, the jelly, but there's some things that can't be jelly. I don't know why, but they, they're just called that, you know? It's like why is jam? Jam. Jelly, jelly. Like, it reminds me of the old commercials. Pass me the jelly. And the lady's like, oh my god, don't call it jelly. Remember that? That was back in the old time. My dad says, don't call it old time. Like, when did we say that? Oops. There's lots of things you can can. Like bananas, peaches, pears, frogs, baseballs. Sometimes those tennis balls come in cans. You gotta open it up and like, and you're like, yeah. There's nothing like opening a can of whoops. That's the name of the brand I got. Tennis balls. Whoops! Tennis balls. Yeah. Let's just up there. You can do a lot of stuff. Like, you can green beans. You can peas, carrots, potatoes, fruits, strawberries.
There's the cats. Alright, let's collapse this. And see that Ozzy. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite ones too.
Ooh, sucklip.
Alright. So before we get into this, Ozzy surgery. Now, we all saw the next episode. Was that at the beginning of this week? Or was it last week? I think it was last weekend, to be honest. Anyway, what do you think about the outfit? Be honest. You know, I really like cosplay. Trying to go to Comic-Con, but no one to go with. Makes it pretty hard, you know, the responsibilities. But got my wizard outfit. You know, what I imagine my character in D&D would wear. Gray. And gray hair, gray complexion. Half dead due to a curse on his town. So he's on the quest to find a remedy for the dark spell that riddles his hometown. But it's interesting that kind of dressed the part and figure what better way to tell a story than to dress like the part. Anybody ever see The Storyteller? I think if you go on Prime TV, it's on there. It was a show, I believe it was 80s? Yeah. And they used puppets. I think it was around the time of Fraggle Rock, if I'm not mistaken. And it's cool. They go into like older stories, like lessons, and I think the one that I watched was Icarus and Daedalus. You know, Don't fly too close to the sun or you'll fall. Just like, the story, Icarus and Daedalus, how they were in prison, and the way to escape was they had this great idea of gathering feathers and making wings, but they would hold them together with wax. And when they jumped out, I believe, yeah, it was Daedalus that said, "Stay low, don't fly too close to the sun." Icarus didn't listen. This is great. He is free as a bird. He wanted to go higher, and found out that when he goes higher, he can see farther, and he can go faster. Until he climbed too high, where the sun's heat started melting the wax. And Daedalus survived, but Icarus, not so much. This goes to show, you search for something, you don't know what you're getting into. It could be dangerous. That's why when I do experiments at home, like been experimenting with lithium metal and trying to see what kind of chemistry I can do with breaking it down in water, and I'm almost at a hypothesis, but I can't share it online right now. So I've been messing around with that. And yes, all safety protocols, eyewear, gloves, proper ventilation in an area that's not cluttered. It's combustible. It is burning hydrogen as it's smoking. And when it does catch fire, so sodium does too. It takes the water and it binds to the oxygen and releases hydrogen, but it's a exothermic reaction so much that it ignites. Yes, so it comes with a little bit of knowledge, because when you're building a safety protocol, you kind of gotta know what the dangers are in experiments. Just like physics experiments. You're going to do a stress test by pulling something apart. It's not all just pulling apart and ting, like a string. No, some metals, if they're not made right and they pull them apart, shrapnel goes away. Yeah. You're standing without any eye protection or behind the shield. Yeah, it might as well be setting off a grenade. Same principle. So, that's when I do experiments, I try to follow the scientific safety protocol. Identify the dangers and come up with a ergonomic. There's two different types: an ergonomic and mechanical safety designs. Ergonomic. Oh no, ergonomic and managerial. Yeah. Ergonomics and safety, I believe, means the known dangers and what safety gear you need to be involved. Managerial aspect of that is what kind of personal protective equipment is needed and what kind of training is needed to handle such things. You just can't, oh yeah, here's some acid, I'm just gonna mix this with some water. No. Well, I mean, yes and no. Not safety, but what I've always learned in chemistry is AA. No, not alcohol. Come on. It's to protect yourself from acids is you always add acid to water. If you try to add water in small amounts to acid, it's going to violently erupt and splatter everywhere because, yeah, it's breaking down the hydrogen and dissolving the bonds. So if you want to add water to acid to thin it out or dilute it, AA, add acid. Add the acid to the greater amount of water. That way, as it heats up and does it, it's not violent. It's slow progression into the chemical you end up with. That's what I learned. I try to pay attention in chemistry, physics. I mean, you gotta know what the dangers are. But yeah, one thing that with this, if you remember this, the ring, right? It glows. Is this type of paint is not exactly great. Like, it's not body paint. Regular paint is not body paint, but this is especially not body paint. You're supposed to wear gloves when working with this paint. That is why when I did this, I planned on wearing it. Why do you say, if it's so toxic, why are you wearing it? I work with epoxy, like, that marble, and a neat little design on it with epoxy in the dry state, the metal dry state, when it's still pliable, but it's hardening. I did the same thing to the ring. So I encased everything in epoxy. That way the stones stay, everything stays in place. And it also encapsulates the paint. So now, because it is clear, I can take a black light. Trust me, you don't want to take these on vacation and look at the bed. You won't want to go on vacation again. Or you'll want to bring your own bed. Food for thought. I can do this and charge it up. Yeah, it's only a little bit, but looks like it's powerful. That's what I was going for, and it's non-toxic. So yeah, it's all about what building the imagination. What can you do? What can you make? They say the necessity is the mother of invention. So if you need something, like if I need a tool, I'll make a tool. I'll make that tool. Sometimes you have to, because unless adjustables are too big and you need something that's calibrated to be very thin, they don't make adjustable wrenches like that. So in that case, you would have to make your own tool for the application. That's what I do. So yeah, use that imagination. Use that noggin. If you don't, you'll never be able to solve a question if you're by yourself. So it's another food for thought. Lots of food. I think it's time for a snack. So let's jump into Odd Space. One of my other favorites. I would say in top 10. Yeah, Odd Space. This is when Comet Atlas, 3i Atlas was coming through. So everybody has their own idea. But when I use my imagination, I want you to see where I was going with this. It's a fun little experiment. And like cartoons have their own magic. You can, 1 minute, I can't lift this weight, and the next minute they drink something in the cartoon and it's like a feather. Way like in our game, Repo. Can't lift something like a piano, and you have a zero grav drone or feather drone. It makes it instantly lightweight. Do anything with the physics, and trying to put that in the show and show you that I had no teacher with this. I had to learn everything myself. YouTube until Copilot got its own access to where now I can use that as a tool to ask questions. Like if I'm trying to do this editing, I don't use AI for like a friendship. It's not. It's a tool. Okay. If I don't know how to do something, I tell it, look, I'm working with this program and this is what I want to do. How can I do it? There's thousands of codings. It's like you have to know which one to go to. So I use it as a tool to help me because it has access to that. So now you can see the odd space in my imagination. So enjoy and tell me what you think. Here we go. Odd space. On.
Get in a big zap, 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 there's an 8-bit glow. Level up, big sets, here we go. Thank you, plays the games all day. Press start, jump high, hooray, hooray. While Dr. Nerd and Mr. Racist say,
Let's make some fun the chemistry way.
Dr. Nerd asks, what's H2O? Mr. Racist says, water, bro. He shouts, pause, that's way too slick. Don't beat this boss, just one more click. Tiberius Rex with the news so proud. Ozzy's out there chasing the crowd. Oh wait, oh wait, oh wait, they clash too loud. Thank you, plays the games all day. Press start, jump high, hooray, hooray. While Dr. Nerd and Mr. Racist say, let's make a boom the science way. Double peanut sums on in. Big boss elephant with a wiggle grin. Quiet down, folks. We're live on air. Think, save the princess if you dare.
Don't worry, Turbo. We won't let them get us. Wow. Yeah, take that, this, that. Yeah, that's right. That. Oh, hi. Hold on. I was just teaching Guillermo how to use the Force. Because he doesn't have a laser sword. I don't think so. You have a laser sword? No. Nope, he doesn't have a laser sword. But, you know, it's like Star Wars, space, and, you know, stuff that reminds me of a joke, by the way. Like, you ever hear of Spock? Spock from Star Trek? The Vulcan? He comes from the planet Vulcan? You know? Well, anyway, the joke goes, how many ears does Spock have? Yeah. It's right in the comments, but I gotta tell you anyway. Ready? How many ears does Spock have? No? No? What? 3! Oh. He's got a left ear, a right ear, and a final front ear. So, yeah, look. I'm so excited when I get laughed so hard. Gets me right here. But yeah, that's a great joke. And the space, I remember last time I was talking about the meteor shower. And how, you know, you look up and you see a zoom, 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 zoom. And it's like so cool. And makes you wonder, how much space is in space? Has to be exemplary, right? Like beyond measure? Count? Excuse me. It's certainly cold out, isn't it? Yeah, at least here. Yeah. hope you're not getting a cold. He was sniffling before in the dreams. I think he's coming down with a cold. Yeah, he was so chilly. I had chili too. It's good. Beans. And some of it, another dish had rice. But, yeah, it was chilly. Mm-hmm. And talking about space, like, well, y'all notice there was a comet that came through? Yeah. Oh, it was all about everything. 3-Eye Atlas? Yeah. It was everywhere. You couldn't get away from the news. It was all over. Now, zip. Nothing. Don't hear anything about it. And, I was thinking. They said it was weird. And some people were saying it was aliens. And, what if it was aliens? What would that mean? Would that mean that we don't know everything? That we only know some things? And that the aliens know everything? And that they can travel, but we can't travel? And, well, what if they were just on vacation? I know if I could visit another planet, I would want to take a vacation. Yeah. It's like taking a trip to Mars. Takes about 2 months. Yeah. 2-month vacation, that would be awesome. Just awesome. Yeah. So, what I was thinking is that, like, if it really was family vacation coming through, what would that mean? Why did they stop? I mean, they just zipped on through. Jupiter. The old joke. I don't know. No. Guillermo says not to say that joke. Okay, well, we're not going to say it, but leaves the question open. What? How do comets work? I mean, they got a tail, and they're full of, I guess, dust and gas, so they fart in through space? Is that how they propel? They go, I don't know. So, exactly how does a comet work?
Yes, comets are small celestial bodies composed of frozen gases, rock, and dust, often described as dirty snowballs or icy dirtbags, like Ozzy. Originating from the outer solar system, they orbit the sun, typically in a highly elliptical path. When approaching the sun, their surface ice sublimes, creating a glowing coma and distinct tails. The key scientific components and characteristics start with the nucleus, the solid central core composed of ice, water, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, methane, and ammonia. Dust usually accumulates and is a few kilometers across. The coma, a temporary atmosphere formed when the coma heats up near the sun, causing surface ice to transform directly from solid to gas. Tails, not Sonic. Comets typically exhibit two types of tails that point away from the sun: a white dust tail and a bluish ion tail, which can stretch for millions of miles. Origins of comets are considered leftovers from the formation of the solar system about 4.6 billion years ago. They originate from distant cold regions, the Kuiper Belt, or the Oort cloud, the most outer edge of our solar system. They orbit or follow a highly elliptical orbit that brings them close to the sun, which is called perihelion, and then swing them far out into the outer solar system. What are you doing now, Mr. Rhesus?
Well, I was gonna try to make my own comment. Mr. Reese's here. Watch as I do it. I got ice. I got rocks. Right? And all I need is dust. Vacuum cleaner should do good.
I guess one can say Mr. Rhesus needs to dust himself off.
Smells rotten. Try. Yup, this is great. Being the boss, it's all that's cracked up to be. Peanuts or cashews, yeah. Hold on, I got an email. It says there's a meteor crash. I better get my field reporter on this. Hey, Ozzy.
Sacre bleu! What is it, boss? I am in the middle of lunch.
Yeah, I know, but we got an email about a meteor crash site. I'll send you the location. Get out there and find out what happened.
All right, boss. Finally, a story worthwhile reporting.
Yeah, finally some headway on some real news. Yeah.
Sacre bleu! Yeah, I am at the location. Sacre bleu! Ah, there's no words. How did that peanut come from space? I better have a closer look. It seems it is not the peanut that fell from space, but a meteorite that made this peanut humongous among us. I better call the boss about this one. I am going to need some help. Hey, boss, you better check this out.
I'll get there as soon as I can. Hey!
Ah, sacre bleu! How did you get there so fast?
I took the expressway. We better get this on the truck and get it back to the studio.
All right. Should I help?
I'll get it. You go and tell Tiberius.
All right, boss.
This is the happiest day of my life.
Sacre bleu!
Yeah. Oh, hey, Ozzy. Is there something wrong?
Sacre bleu! Where is the giant peanut of proportional size?
Oh, yeah. About that. It seems somebody ate it on the way over here.
Sacre bleu! Did you find out who robbed us?
I'm still looking into that.
Why do you smell like peanut?
I just had lunch. Okay, leave me alone. Is there a story you need to be doing?
Sacre bleu! I guess so, boss. If you find out the culprit, you let me know.
Oh, will do.
All right, I will find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him on another assignment. He finds out who or what ate the peanut.
Hello, folks. Welcome to another edition of WXYZ. The Plus Station. Today's top story: what happened to Peanut? I'm not talking about the boss. I'm talking about the giant peanut that so happened to grow amongst all others. I got word and video footage of the incident, but to have solid proof, we seem to have lost the giant peanut. Not the boss. I'm talking about the big nut. Again, not the boss. Anywho, the giant peanut, or Jumbo, is looking into the culprit. So I guess this is a cold case of the perplexing plunder of the peculiar peanut. Yeah. In other news, we have reclaimed the stone that made the giant peanut possible. We take you to the lab now, where it is being analyzed for scientific purposes. Take it away, Doctor!
Yes. What are we gonna call it?
Well, Ozzy found it, so Ozzy got to name it. And
he was choking on his lunch when we put it in as Galaxium.
Well, can I?
Not so close.
I really don't think the composite is that much more than the crystallization.
I don't know what you mean.
You know, like crystallization. When it entered the atmosphere.
Dr. Nerd here. Watch as I do it.
What's going on?
Whoa! It looks like another case of the body switchers. I wonder if you could switch with another person. Why would you? I mean, come on. Look at this beautiful physique. Oh, I wouldn't want anybody ruining it. I already beat him to it. Anywho, the space rock seemed to be made entirely of dead star. So. Okay, we have a name for the crystal. I guess Dr. Nerd will have told you himself, but to clarify, it is called Galaxium. The green crystal that represents kryptonite has fell to Earth. What a perplexing stone from infinity. Yes, you know what I mean. Anywho, let's see how the doctor's doing in this infinite time of crisis. Yay! There simply isn't enough words in the dictionary to compile that statement. Yes. Well, I guess that's it for tonight. Because, Jumbo's out on the task, and Ozzy's nowhere to be seen, so it's just me and Gouda. Yes. I'm gonna get cookies. So with that, I bid you adieu. This is Tiberius Rex saying, if you think your opinion matters, it just might be a matter of opinion. Good night, folks.
Wow! Did you see that? Rock candy, comet dust, jumbo peanuts, personality swaps. Wow! Does rock candy actually come from some comets? I mean, they crystallize. And what if it was a sugar ball whipping through space, and then some of the fragments landed here? That would be rock candy, wouldn't it? I don't know. But they would be really dirty, because comets are known to be dirty snowballs. That's what scientists call them. Mm-hmm. DeGrasse Tyson says so. He knows a lot. And I like watching him. Neil deGrasse Tyson, yeah. He's one of my favorite astrophysicists. Hmm? I'm not sure what his exact title is, but he's very interesting. You know, he did that little thing on Ice Age where the Buck? Yeah, Buck! Put his fingers on the top of the heads of the weasels. And, oh no, he's a weasel. And they're possums, that's right. They're possums. Keep on forgetting. But, like the jumbo peanut, that's awesome. I could just imagine a pig being as tall as me, like up the hill. That would be great. With some milk and cookies, and sitting in front of the TV playing games. And it's like, ow, I bit my finger. You ever do that with French fries? Like, I bit my finger once, and I bit my tongue. I had bad dreams, and Guillermo says, don't do that, right? Yeah. He's only the protector of dreams. Mm-hmm. But that would be such a snack, wouldn't it? Not to mention, like, personality swaps. Could you imagine, Gilbo? Like, if we switched personalities, he would not last a minute. He'd be like, take it back, it's too much. And I'd be like, that would be nice for me, protector of dreams. Yeah, but the dreams kind of scare me, so I'm not sure how that would last. But I'd try to do a good job. After all, he does a great job. Look at him. He's buff. He can take on anything. Like Thanos. Mm-hmm. Except if he had his Infinity Stones. That might prove to be a little bit more difficult. But, you know what I mean? Like, you know they found a crater? The Chicxulub crater? Mm-hmm. That's what killed all the dinosaurs, they said. Went smash, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And it created a whole superheated gas and acid rain. And could you imagine if the dinosaurs evolved? Like 65 million years ago? And then some of them like didn't go extinct? What would they look like today? Probably have some flying and some burying, and some of them just eating, becoming blobs. Yeah. I don't know where to find them, but they found other stuff that's been hidden for a long, long time. No, they say that created a whole bunch of tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanoes, and you ever see those pictures of dinosaurs? It has like raining fire. That's probably a good depiction of what happened. But could you imagine that? You know, one day you're eating, you're like, burn! You're like, not till I'm done eating my breakfast. That's the most important meal of the day. I mean, that would ruin my millennium. You know what? Can't start the day without breakfast. And like if I was a wild animal and eating the eggs, that's like one of my favorite breakfast things besides waffles. Waffles covered in syrup and butter. Oh my god. Ow! I bit my finger. You ever do that with fries? Yeah. I was eating so fast, and I almost bit my finger off. See? Oh, I guess you can't see it. It healed up, but yeah, it was so good. I forgot where my hands were. But when my dad makes waffles, it's all homemade, and it's like better than anywhere you could buy them from. I really like breakfast. Lunch, grilled cheese, and grapefruit, figs, the Newtons, the cheese sandwiches, cheese curls, pretzels, strawberries, bread.
Oh. Equinox. Pick something. Sorry, I was catching up on some reading. My little bookmark. Yes. One of my favorites so far. I have part 1. So that's what inspired me. I like that stuff. It's not that I got lost in it, but inspires me to make stuff like this. You know, it's all epoxy and everything. And then when I do, put that down, is I go on walks and living in mining town, so go through walks near the open mines, and I find these rocks with quartz, right? So I harvest the quartz, right? And then what I do is I make these little lights out of balloon lights, and I wire them up, and I make them glow. Really neat, really is. Surprised I had the idea of how can I make like a crystal, and the inspiration came from the movie Solo. Remember when they were transporting that unstable element, coaxium, right? And I was like, that is awesome. That's so neat. It got me thinking, how can I make something like that? Like it's glowing. I have an idea. I do. I have an idea of how to make something like that. It's going to take some engineering, so I will make it, and you'll be the first to know about it. I'll showcase it here. Did make something for winner of the name contest at the Crystal. And yeah, it was a silent contest. It was only for the Fig fans base on a Messenger. So if you're not yet subscribed, do that. And if you want to get into some like name calling contest, not calling names, but coming up with names. And usually it's about $25 Amazon gift card. And we do have some ongoing contests that are open. One of them is our Beat Saber contest, where you take a picture or your friend on I'm working on with PlayStation Network. PlayStation, yeah, PS Network, PSN. And it's stupid. They took away the ability to use the public, battle in public. I'm not sure why. I think it has something to do with the cameras and people leaving them on and the age restrictions and whatnot. I'm pretty sure when I read something into it, it was. But look at what Fortnite did. they had something similar, a lawsuit similar, and what they did was after what? I had mine set for like 3 minutes. If I'm not doing anything, it goes into rest mode, and then the mic turns off. It just makes me wonder why they would take that away when it's such an easy fix. But again, you know, with a game like that. But it's VR, so you need a camera. Anyhow, I do the Dragon Force game on hard. And if you can prove that you beat my score, we used to have it at a $25 Amazon gift card. But because I feel I just beat my own score, so to give some initiative, I upped it to $50 Amazon gift card. Yeah, so beat my score in Dragon Force, well, Song Dragon Force on hard, and it is in the PSN network. So there's some
Sacre bleu!
firework money.
Yeah! Oh, hey, Ozzy!
Oh, what's this? Oh, yeah. Yeah, and this is the YouTube channel at Fig Newton. See right here. The at capital F-I-G capital N E-U-T-O-N. Because apparently in Europe there's a Fig Newton that spells it the same way. And here's the first one there. So, but yeah, Venus flytrap. How many of you have seen a Venus flytrap? Probably a few. It's one I was really proud of, and I plastered everywhere. So let's see how I did on the first music video that I made. There we go. Venus flytrap.
Crawling on my window, tiny tyrant in the green. Sucking life from every leaf tip, turning glossy into moon. I see a webbing like a warning, little ghosts along the vein. Softest jungle made me zen, now it's driving me insane, yeah. There's a pest in the path, those vines, chewing holes through my peace of mind. I wanna, I wait, but you still climb. Best in the pathos, burst in the pathos vines. Get out. Sticky trails along the bookshelf, speckled scars on hanging hearts. You parade across the trellis, tiny fangs pluck a piece of art. Spray the corners, wipe the windows, still your body in the shade. You hold hostage every tendril of the jungle that I made. Oh no, there's a pest in the pathos vines, chewing holes through my peace of mind. I water, I wait, but you still climb. Pest in the pathos, pest in the pathos vines. Yeah, stay away, stay away, stay away. woman, you're evicted from my home. Fall from the wall. Fall from the wall. Fall from the wall. Fall from the night. There's a pest in the bottle's bite, chewing holes through my peace of mind. I water, I wait, but you still climb. Pest in the bottles. Pest in the bottles. Pest in the bottles. Female back tangled up in your twisted line. Female back. I'm done. This garden draws the line. Pest in the bottles. Pest in the bottles. Pest in the bottles. Mind you.
I can only count to 4. Oh man. I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is another person's rendition on a song.
I can only count to 4.
I think I can only show about 30 seconds. Helping a promotion because they're popular too.
1, 2, 5, 4. Me count so poor. Can you count that? 1, I can count to 1, 2, I can count to 2, 3, I can count to 3, 4, I can't count no more. 1, what comes after 1, 2, what comes after 2, 3, what comes after 3, 5. I can only count to 4, I can only count to 4, I can only count to.
Well, look, if you want to find out, I can only count to 4. Psycho Stick Numbers Body Drowning Pool parody. So that's one of my top favorites. I got something in my eye. I got something in my eye. I need to wear my eye patch. I need some rum to wash it out with. You don't know about medical and the high seas steaks. Steak sounds pretty good about now. Wow. It's hard doing that voice. Like with Ozzy. I have to drink lemon juice. Well, watered down lemon juice because his voice is like... I met a great deal of people in my time. And I watched a great many shows. And there's one person I found in my working down south. In Georgia. French guy. First time I ever heard anybody say this, and it's only ever been the movies that I've ever heard. But he had a French accent. No, oui. And he would talk about like this. And look at that. What kind of roller coaster do you want me to go on? Because it will be all covered with the booze I just drank earlier. So I learned how to do that. And then I was like, you guys really say sacre bleu? He's like, if you're going to make fun of my culture, make sure you make fun of it right. It's sacre bleu, not sacre bleu. It is not a sandwich. It is sacre bleu. It is our way of saying, I do not know if I can say it out loud on a live stream. But mix that with, it's gonna show my age, but I can only count to 4 yet. Pink Panther. No. There's a cartoon, Pink Panther. Yes. I used to watch that myself as well. There's also a Pink Panther European. And, who is it? I cannot think. Let's find out. Well, yeah, this one, The Inspector. I used to watch this one, The Inspector. Pink Panther, remember that one? Pink Panther, yes, that's right. It's The Inspector. It's not. People think, that guy didn't say anything, the Panther. No. It's only called Pink Panther because the Panther was a jewel thief and never made a noise. And panthers are known for soft padding. So, hardly making noise when they're sneaking up on prey. Stalking a prey, you know what I mean? And even babies learn how to swim. But not tigers. He left that part out. Anyway. Yeah. So if you mix the guy I used to know with Pink Panther, you get something like Ozzy. Sakura, bro! Where do you think you're going with that stick in your hand? I hope it is not going to get the beehive I had my eyes on all the time because I like toast and gelée. And one can only get gelée from a beehive. And everyone knows that the royal jelly is the best jelly, and only the highnesses are about to eat it. They do not sell it to the scabs of the community. No. Sakura, bro, could you imagine? More chiefs and no Indians? It's also kind of hard to keep up with that voice, too. But I do like Jumbo Peanut. Jumbo P. Sounds like he's gonna have a nervous breakdown and like hypertension. He does well with filing and everything else, but when it comes to the simple sociological path of communicating amongst your peers, not so much. He's a businessman. He's a boss. If it means saving money, that getting a present for someone's birthday comes out of the lost and found, and it just so happens to be the thing that you lost, and it came back to you as a present.
There you go. I didn't have to spend any money. Oh, that's great. You lost that. I guess it was meant to be. It came back to you.
Let's turn something into a positive outlook. So you can't really get mad at him, but he is a boss, so it's hard. Stand up to a boss. But in Jumbo's case, he's looking for an assistant to take on that role. So that's why I created the squirrel. Those of you who know the squirrel, the squirrel, he is a new character. Tell you what, there's a couple people on. Welcome to the newcomers. If the person who won the name contest, naming a squirrel, give me 5 comments. Say like or hi. 5. We'll say here 5. and I'll reveal the name. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till the episode comes out. So, with that, let's go back to... There we go. And we got a lot. So, we've seen some of the new stuff. I want you to see, I mean, I do like the new stuff. I really do. So, I want you to see how my old stuff used to be. One, the Halloween episode. Halloween. Now that is oh, I forgot one of my favorites. Let's see. This is the older ones. Birthday Gamers. If some of you know of all washed up. All washed up. Now this, I think this is a good pick. Because what it was the first time I used green screen that I bought. And you don't have to sit through and watch. I'm not gonna make you watch the gaming. That's for the kiddos. But yeah, somewhere around. This is when it used to be split up. Yep, right there.
Sick and all that. Sometimes I have like a really high fever. But what kind of things?
This one,
Hallucinate.
because we touched on mushrooms.
Yes.
I can't.
Any foods
I can
can indeed
promote
induce
psilocybin.
hallucinations,
That's
such
for your
as
doctor. You and your
coffee,
doctor. So
chili peppers,
don't try anything on
and
this
of
channel.
course, nutmeg.
Like stuff like this.
Nutmeg
Not responsible
common
for
spice
people
that can
taking
induce
actions on their own.
when
shouldn't
consumed in large
Take everything
quantities.
seriously.
This effect
Do
is
your own
caused
research.
by a compound
Find out the
called
answers.
myristicin, which
Can't
acts as a
Ask your parents
hallucinogen.
help. You know.
Myristicin
Enjoy.
works by inhibiting the
back?
metabolism of other chemicals in the brain, leading to accumulation of these chemicals. This accumulation can cause a disruption in the brain's neurotransmitter balance, resulting in symptoms such as visual hallucinations, confusion, disorientation, drowsiness, nausea, and finally, vomiting. It is important to note that nutmeg can be toxic and dangerous, even life-threatening if you or someone you know overdoses. With me, I have synthesized 13 grams of myristicin. Set it down here and keep it away from anything else. Myristicin creates effects similar to MDMA compounds. It owes its psychoactive side effects to myristicin, an anti-polygenic. It blocks the action of neurotransmitter acetylcholine. Where are you going? It seems Mr. Rhesus is planning a trip.
Hello, folks. Welcome to another edition of WXYZ. Yeah. Today's top story. Why did the government use LSD? We all like to know. U.S. government, primarily through the CIA, conducted extensive testing on LSD as part of Project MK Ultra during the Cold War, with the aim of exploring its potential applications in such areas as mind control, interrogation, and psychological warfare. The belief during the Cold War, the U.S. government feared that the Soviet Union and other communist powers were developing and using mind control techniques to brainwash prisoners of war and to manipulate those people as espionage. Yes, it was a real thing. Anywho, this just in. Oh, hold on. What? Well then, we have some live footage on the whereabouts of Mr. Recess. Well, good night, folks. It's been a blast. He's at the beach. This is Tiberius Rex, signing off to go help with the retrieval. If you think your opinion matters, it just might be a matter of opinion. Good night, folks.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Oh, where am I? Hey, man. I've been looking for you for like 3 days. Yeah. All right. So, that was fun.
There's a shoe guy.
Plug this back in.
Let's see, work on my long distance.
And
Go get him. Got away.
all right. So,
So, everyone, let's go help. Burp, 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 burp.
wow. I paused that. What was I? That's right. Wow. Okay. Come on. There we go. There. I'll put it on. So, Let's go back. Let's see. I love doing this stuff. It's another good one up there. Sentient bread. Yeah, you can watch all these at home if you want. This is like everything that I've made so far, not including the live. And I have some shorts. I gotta admit, freaking cat hair. I have to admit that follow me hard on the shorts, but I'll make more. Freedom Day. That's 4th of July is coming up, so I'm gonna wait to show this one so I can show you the Halloween episode. I mean, we're gonna see this again, but this is another one where I took another direction in filming. You get in the crawling around with the camera and whatnot to get your shot. I really do appreciate the camera people and real talents when it comes to photography and movie making. You really do have to have that eye. There's some people that are better than me, but I think I'm getting better. So I'm trying to get better so I can bring that education and smiles and laughter to you. Because why not? I like making people laugh. So why not use a social outlet like this so that I can share it? And you don't really have to move from your couch or your chair, or if you're out and about, don't watch some of my stream if you're driving. Okay, I don't condone that. Some states have their own thing, but most is frowned upon, so don't. Subscriptions and likes aren't that important. So when you park, then watch, subscribe, like, and hit the notification. So when I do come on like this, hey, yeah, my show's on. That's what I say. It's great. So, and this one, I gotta say, with this, all my characters have a baseline model to how they are. Say, for example, Jumbo Peanut. He's a high tension, saving money, not evil, but corporate thriftiness boss. And, well, Dr. Nerd, if there's a multiverse, he would be the same in each one. But Gouda, if you know anything about Gouda, we went did an episode on Gouda's past. Well, not really past, but he talked about it a little bit. I think that was the time of Plank, and he lost his best friend, his Plank friend, and Ozzy stepped up and told me if you wouldn't mind being his best friend. And Scooter replied that he never really had a real best friend before. So, and Gouda has this one issue where he is a fantastic cook, right? He can make anything according to what it looks like in a picture, to the T. The only problem is he needs that recipe to follow. And if he doesn't, it turns into a gastro-apocalyptic event. One where a dietary flush would be the most logical and less painful way to go. But anyway, always ends up in disaster, starting on fire. In this episode, I put this in here on purpose because of how Gouda's he's like kind of like, I'm not gonna say simple-minded, but he kind of is. He's a little slow, you know. His mom works at the burrito stand, and he knows how to make burritos. Burritos he grew up with, so there's no recipe required for burritos. Really, just shove a whole bunch of ingredients and wrap it up, and there you go. But in this episode, you're gonna find that Gouda goes outside of his own programming, so to speak, and makes something without a recipe because his friend is in danger. And I really do enjoy that. I enjoy putting these little twists in my show to give it depth. So, without further waiting ado, we will show Halloween Fig.
It's down, in a big snow. Zap, zap, goes the 8-bit glow. Level up, big sets, here we go. Figgy plays the games all day. Press start, jump high, hooray, hooray. While Dr. Nerd and Mr. Racist say,
Let's make some fun the chemistry way.
Dr. Nerd asks, what's H2O? Mr. Racist says, water, bro. He shouts, pause, that's way too slick. Don't beat this boss, just one more click. Tiberius Rex with the news so proud. Ozzy's out there chasing the crowd away. Oh wait, they clash too loud. Fakey plays the games all day. Press start, jump high, hooray, hooray. While Dr. Nerd and Mr. Racist say, let's make a boom the science way. Double peanut sums on in. Big boss elephant with a wriggle grin. Quiet down, folks. We're live on air. Fig, save the princess if you dare.
Ah, yeah! Yeah. Oh, hi! Hello! Let's see, I was finishing up a game. And, you know, it's a spooky time of the year. And, you know what Gilmore says. Well, you know what Gilmore says. But the important thing is he makes our dreams... He makes our dreams safe. That's it, safe. And it got me thinking, why do we have to change the seasons like that? I know it's Halloween, but like why does it get colder?
Yes, Earth has seasons because its axis is tilted at 23.5 degrees relative to its orbit around the Sun, causing different hemispheres to receive more direct sunlight at different times of the year. When a hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun, it receives more concentrated solar energy, resulting in warmer temperatures and summer. Conversely, when it is tilted away, the sunlight is spread over a larger area, leading to less intense heat and winter. Earth's orbit and the axis. Earth's axis of rotation remains pointed in the same direction as it travels around the Sun. It's an elliptical orbit. As Earth orbits the Sun, this constant tilt means that the amount of direct sunlight on each hemisphere changes. The northern hemisphere The North Pole tilts towards the sun around June. The summer hemisphere, the South Pole, tilts towards the sun around December. The equinox, midway between. During spring and autumn, the axis is neither tilted towards nor away from the sun, resulting in roughly equal day and equal night. What are you doing now, Mr. Rhesus?
Oh, hello, Doctor. I was just messing around with the particle accelerator. I wanted to see if I could bring back summer.
I do not think that is such a wise decision.
You sound just like my dietitian. I once brought back a whole cheesecake from the buffet to the table. Anyway,
It is a good thing I kept a hold of this.
three, two, one. Yes, Mr. Reese is here. Watch as I do it. Oh, I have a headache.
I guess Mr. Rhesus is going to remember this photon for a while.
Ah, I am so very hungry. I should not have skipped breakfast, chasing after those stories that life has to offer every single day. But after all that, I have no memory of what to make. Or a better question, what should I have Gouda make? Well, wait a minute. There is a treasure trove of books up here. Any one of those could be a cookbook. I will see if I can gather something to stand on. There we go. Almost got it. Just a little bit further. And almost got it. Almost got it.
Excuse me. Can I help you with something?
Wow, 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 wow. Who are you?
You understand that this is the restricted section, right?
Well, I am looking for a very special cookbook. One that will suffice my appetite. Yeah.
Oh, well, you're not going to find any cookbooks of that variety.
around here. Well, I understand your position, but I am from the press, and when we have a question, we would like to find the answers. So if you kindly step aside, I can get searching. Well, do you know Dr. Nerd? He's the one that expressly put me in charge of this section. I warn you, kind sir, do not make me remove my retainer. You will not like me without my retainer. I promise you. But you are so very small compared to my small stature. What makes you think that you can defeat me? I will step on you if I have to. Now get out of my way, please. Have it your way. Ow! Suck la floor! Oh, that was such a frightful fall. I still feel like I am. There, yes. Oh, I don't feel so very well.
Trash. 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 I love trash. It is unfortunate. What? Ozzy taking a sabbatical? He always does that. It's not that. It's something Barnabas said. Would you account the details for us again?
Sure. Yes, the one with the gratuitous grammar stumbled in, complaining about his tum-tum hurting because he missed breakfast, which is the most important meal of the day, I might add. Nothing compares to my aunt's papier-mâché cinnamon rolls, especially when she uses Charles Dickens.
And then what happened?
Yes, it is exactly like I told Mr. Peanut. Ozzy tried coming up here in search of forbidden knowledge, and I was tasked with protecting it by any means necessary. So I did. And after his transformation into this psychological mess of a beast, he ran out of here faster than my aunt's mushroom coffee on taco night. How uncivilized.
It seems he was after a quick snack. Is that Venus? Reese's, can you go check on her? Or it? Not sure. No comment!
was so beside myself, I sat and ate through 3 chapters of the fiction section.
What now?
Fiction section. You know, non-fiction. Read on here.
Oh, oh. Hey, Venus. Are you okay, Venus? A ravenous monster ravaged my Porthos. Well, I know you can handle it. I've seen your digestive tract. Yes, well, the Porthos saved me. There, he knocked some pieces over there, and over there. We'll find out who did this. Right, Doctor? Oops.
There is one person who might know what to do, or we might be able to trap him. He would have to be heading to Ruda. Yes, and on the way, we may be able to pick up some delicious cookies. If we have time.
Wait,
Yes? Didn't he say he told Mr. Peanut? By Jove, you're right. We should see if that elephant's nap time is over. I concur. Away!
hello, Jumbo. We need some guidance.
Yeah, I heard everything from, the worm, and, address the situation, and, I figure it's about time, Tiberius, that you, take on some management skills of your own. And while I try to figure out what happened, I have to go into some meetings and, find out. So, hold my calls, because, I can't be disturbed. Okay, good luck. Bye.
Right.
Hey, Gouda, hey, Gouda.
Oh, hey, Mr. T, are you here to pick up your usual?
I can't see. You mind moving over? It appears I don't have much room. Oh yeah, Gouda, we need to talk to you.
would go good in my collection. Yeah. Let's y'all hear it for you. Yeah.
I knew it. When that French poodle finally went postal, I knew I'd be at ground zero. Don't you think you're being a little rough? Back off, nerd. Help us, Scooter.
I think I've seen this before, man. Yeah. I got just the thing.
And here it is, man. A jalapeno bean burrito with chives, chopped peppers, and ice cream drizzled in chocolate and strawberry sauce. I call it the burrito.
What are you all looking at? Haven't you ever seen a grown man eat a burrito? I am going to take a nap now. Call me when it is dinner time.
I guess you could say, man, he had the monster munchies. Yeah.
Wow! Did you see that? I sure did. It reminds me, don't go searching for books when there's an angry, naughty bookworm. I can't say I've ever had that chance, but I'm gonna take a break on video games, and I'm gonna settle down with a good scary movie. Like a zombie movie. One needs brains? Yeah! Maybe something with skeletons? I don't know. But I know the one thing, Guillermo's gonna have a busy night! Yeah! I'm gonna watch, like, a marathon. Yeah. What's your favorite movie? Now, it is Halloween, so you should have a favorite. You know, leave a comment below and tell us what your favorite scary movie is. Well, I'm gonna enjoy this monster bowl of popcorn and a good old-fashioned zombie movie. Resident something, I don't remember. Alright, well, until next time, like, subscribe, and share. Remember to visit JEStudios.com. Bye!
Well, that was fun. I really did enjoy making that one. Yep, credits. All right. So, you want to know how to get on my channel? There you go. Fig Newton. At capital FIGN, little EUTON. At Fig Newton. Otherwise, you'll come to the cookies. Or you can visit us at www.jestudioscreative.com. Yep, it's plural. www.jestudioscreative.com. And that'll take you to a link, and you can also learn about each character's bibliography. I'm still working on it, so got a little time. I haven't been on in a while, so we will. So let's take it and say goodnight. I gotta say, well, not goodnight, but let's see. Time. Yeah, it's about that time. So we're gonna end here, and later on we'll be back tonight with Repo. So I'll stick around. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Hit that little bell icon so when we are on later, you will too. Well, bye-bye for now.